Hello and welcome to Round 4 Flicks. In this video, we'll take a look at some of the best action, thriller, and adventure television shows from 2023. In order to keep the list only focused on action-driven series, we left off a few well-known series, like The Last of Us and Silo, because their primary themes are very different and the action is ancillary to their plot. I think you get my point. Let's now begin the video. Number 10. Warrior. It is a Bruce Lee-inspired martial arts action drama. Even the action includes broad elements, such as a classy one as seen in shows like Jack Ryan. But if you want to see more horrific and brutal action, look to Warrior. The story revolves around Assam, a ruthless fighter who relocates from China in search of his sister, who has been sold to one of the most powerful gangs in Chinatown. The story takes place in the late 1870s, during the period known as the Tong Wars. Tongs are a type of deadly organization that seeks to dominate another. However, Assam, who is influenced by his own ambitions, must demonstrate his fighting skills in order to be recruited as an assassin by one of Chinatown's most powerful crime syndicates. But he had no idea that doing so would drag him into the world of crime and gang warfare, throwing him and his sister against one another, while the intensely violent action scenes keep you on the edge. A gorgeous setting that increases the visual appeal of the show properly complements its main plot. The show is unique from the others on this list since it has more hand-to-hand combat than chases or gunfights. Number 9. JUJUTSU Kaisen. It is an action-adventure drama based on a Japanese manga series by Gijak. The story is set in a universe where every living thing emits a power known as cursed energy. This force, which arises from harmful thoughts, gives rise to a race of supernatural beings whose main objective is to harm people. Jujutsu sorcerers are able to control the surge of cursed energy, and use it to carry out curse methods to protect people from harmful curses. The main story centers on a teenager named Yuji Itadori, who after consuming the demon Sukuna's finger, becomes possessed and a host for him. He is brought to a jujutsu school so that he can locate the demon's leftover body parts and banish himself because the sorcerers decided not to kill him just yet. On the other hand, Yuji begins helping sorcerers defend cities from curses and fight those who want Sukuna's body parts. The plot of the show is ridiculous. The world building is excellent and brilliantly hooks you into the use of curses and violent battles between monsters and sorcerers. There are currently 4 episodes in the second season. Number 8. The Night Agent. Amazon has Jack Ryan and the Terminal List, while Netflix previously lacked content in this genre. But now they have The Night Agent and The Recruit, 2 incredibly popular action shows. The Night Agent became one of the most popular Netflix series, and it is currently the 6th most watched Netflix series of all time. The main story revolves around Peter Sutherland, a federal agent who works as a rescue line operator in the basement of the White House. His only duty was to stand in front of a scarcely ringing phone. But Peter's luck runs out and his regular job is severely interrupted when he receives a call from an unidentified woman that entangles him in a deadly conspiracy involving powerful politicians. When he learns of a massive conspiracy involving a dishonest White House official, he must not only find the traitor who intends to upset the tranquility of the nation but also defend the person who called him. You will be lured into the plot of the show's intellectual world of lies, betrayal, and action from the very first episode itself. And I also suggest you watch The Recruit because it is extremely bingeable and has some of the best background music ever. Number 7. Deserter Pursuit. Han Joon-hee is the director of this military action drama series. The series tells the story of a squad of military operatives who are looking for fugitives throughout the course of its plot. The show highlights the difficulties of serving in the military and the survival of the strongest mentality, in which people who are viewed as the weakest are demoted to the bottom of the hierarchy and subjected to cruel treatment at the expense of their superiors and fellow citizens. The main story centers on In Joon-ho and Commander Han Ho-yeol, who teamed up to find rebels during their missions. They handle the more challenging circumstances and set out on an amazing adventure that causes them to rethink everything they have learned. The series uses a combination of humor, cruelty, and tragic emotional situations to try and capture the gloomy truths of the dysfunctional armed forces system. This is not your standard lighthearted drama. Instead, the main driving forces are action and emotion. Number 6. Citadel. Given that it is one of the most costly Amazon Prime originals ever, many people were eagerly anticipating this show. but the show falls short of everyone's expectations and doesn't hold the attention of the majority of viewers. However, fans of action movies might enjoy it because it's not entirely bad either. The story centers on the global secret service Citadel, which was destroyed by members of Manticore, an enormous entity that secretly dominates every corner of the world. On the other hand, all of the Citadel's workers had their memories erased after the organization's collapse. However, years later, one of the organization's oldest survivors contacts Mason and Nadia, two former operatives, and requests assistance because Manticore's new plan to overthrow the global order poses a threat. They embarked on a global mission to overthrow Manticore while having trouble recalling who they had been before, not realizing the connections that had been made based on lies and secrets. It's a fairly entertaining spy action series because of the chemistry between the main characters and the few surprises. Number 5. FUBAR. Nick Santora is the creator of this action comedy series. If you're searching for an action series and you see that it stars Arnold, don't doubt it, at least not in terms of action. Although The Expendables and Terminator have both been harsh action films, this is not Arnold's best work. Action fans will still find lots of excitement in this series. The story centers on Luke and Emma, a father and daughter who have been lying to one another for a long time while being completely unaware for the fact that they both work for the same organization. But as they both discover new information about one another, their already tense relationship deteriorates even further as they struggle to accept that they no longer know each other. In the aftermath, Luke is once again dragged into the action, and he and his daughter must develop their ability to operate as a team in order to handle and complete a dangerous assignment that puts them both in danger. The show's main assets are Arnold's presence and some amazing action scenes, so don't anticipate too much from the storyline and don't be concerned either. Number 4. Twisted Metal. It is a post-apocalyptic action show that is based on the same-named video game series. I haven't played the game yet, but I loved each and every scenario in the series. The best aspect of this show is that each episode lasts around 30 minutes, which keeps the action going and makes it incredibly simple to watch. The story is set in a post-apocalyptic wasteland and centers on a milkman named John Doe. To be clear, milkman in this context refers to a delivery worker, who in exchange for payment, transports any specified products across the country. John's ordinary job soon improves significantly when a wealthy woman in a luxury city offers him the chance to live a better life, but only if he is successful in retrieving a mysterious package from a far-off post-apocalyptic wilderness and returning it to them. As he sets out on his journey, he comes across vicious criminals driving deadly and destructive motorized vehicles, as well as a woman who is being chased by a group of police officers who are using all available means to restore the rule of law. Please let me know in the comments what you think of it after seeing what was inside the package and how funny it is once you've seen it. Number 3. S.W.A.T. Justin Lin is the director of this crime action series. The show has currently had 6 seasons, which have already aired in 2023. The show is excellent for fans of crime dramas and thrillers involving police action. It has a lot of content dealing with these topics and offers a lot of action-packed episodes, making it a great choice for binge watching. The story centers on Los Angeles police officer Daniel Harrelson, who has been selected to lead a highly skilled strategic operations squad to combat violence in the city. However, as his personal life becomes more complicated, he finds himself split between loyalty to the community where he was raised and devotion to his department. The storylines are enjoyable to see and effectively offer a fresh adventure each season. Anyone looking for a fun show with good thrills and expertly planned fight scenes should add this one to their watch list because of the series' dynamic, highly entertaining crew. Number 2. Black Knight. It is a sci-fi action series based on Lee Young Kyan's webtoon of the same name. The story is set in a dystopian future where severe air pollution has become a major problem as a result of a comet impact that largely wiped out humanity and left survivors dependent on oxygen supplies and face masks delivered by a group of expert delivery men known as the Black Knights. The ruling class lives in covered cities with an uninterrupted supply of oxygen, while the majority of the population is compelled to remain outside of the cities and must make do with few resources. In this situation, the Black Knights step in to bring supplies to the needy, while defending the supplies from the bands of raiders who put obstacles in their way in an effort to jeopardize humanity's survival. Despite its weak plot, the show provides fantastic, heart-pounding action scenes. It is enjoyable to see the clashes between the Black Knights and the invading army because they are expertly planned and expertly captured. The breathtaking desert location is incredibly beautiful and beautifully delivers a unique 6-episode story. Number 1. Bloodhounds. Kim Joo-won is the director of this action thriller drama. The story centers on Kim Jeon-woo and Hong Woo-jin, two competing boxers who grew close after Jeon-woo's mother borrowed money from the unsavory loan sharks who run a business called Smile Capitals. Meanwhile, Kim Myung-gil, the wealthy owner of Smile Capitals, is a ruthless guy who will stop at nothing to keep his position of power. However, Jeon-woo and Woo-jin are forced to engage in combat while attempting to shut down his money business after Jeon-woo's mother is shown to be the latest victim of a cunning lending scheme. Bloodhounds is an intense, direct, and fast-paced thriller that is well worth your time because it is one of the best action shows of 2023 so far. By keeping action at the forefront, it would be appropriate to say that it offers a little bit of each genre. That is all for today. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to our channel to view future videos about suggested movies and television shows.